I believe that gardens can help turn lives around.
Oh my goodness!
So, with my dedicated team...
Stop ganging up on me! This could be rather exciting.
I've been surprising
Here goes.
some remarkable
Hello.
and turning their neglected backyards
It's dull, it's boring.
into gardens they'll love.
But why not? Welcome to Love Your Garden. Today I've travelled to Folkestone in Kent to meet an extraordinary young family. Mum Rachel is just on her way back from school with Betsy, who's 2, and Isla, who's 5. With no idea I'm coming here to meet them. Hello, Rachel.
Hello.
How are you?
Oh,
You don't expect me?
no. What are you doing here?
What am I doing here? Well, I'm hoping I can help you.
Oh, Isla.
Shall we get Isla out?
Yes. Ready, Isla?
Off we go.
5-year-old Isla lives here with her mum Rachel and dad Ped, big brother George, who's 11, and little sister Betsy, aged 2.
She's a sunny little child, Isla. I mean, you sing, I've noticed, I sing, Isla, Isla, you see, yeah, you see all that.
Yeah.
So, the communication's there.
Yeah, she's aware of her surroundings. She knows what makes her happy, and she loves the attention.
Gosh. So your first indication that all was not well, when?
She was 4.5 months old, and we had just given Isla a bath. So we were getting her dressed. I noticed after the bath that her left side was twitching, and then over time it travelled to her face.
So you got us to hospital?
Yeah. By then the seizure had travelled from her left side, it was coming up her right side, and she had lost consciousness. Then it happened again a couple of weeks later.
So what was it discovered as?
So she's positive for Dravet syndrome.
Dravet syndrome, which is what?
They call it catastrophic epilepsy.
Children with Dravet syndrome are prone to seizures that can be life-changing and even fatal. 10 months after she was diagnosed, Isla suffered a severe seizure that left her brain damaged and unable to see.
Just petrified of any noise or sound or touch, because she couldn't see or understand the world she was in. And all I could do was hold on to her. And we spent days like that. Rachel, she was scared, but wanted to know how they were going to move forward. Isla had lost a lot of her eyesight. Rachel knew that she needed to do something.
For the past 4 years, Rachel has worked tirelessly to improve Isla's quality of life.
I just knew if I could get her to see, she might feel safer.
After working with her every day, Isla can now see things up to a metre in front of her.
Rachel is totally selfless. They did whatever Isla needed to do, and their bond got stronger and stronger and stronger.
Right, Isla, are you ready to be a movie star?
From when she started, Isla's made a lot of progress. She didn't have much vision,
You got it?
but those things are gradually coming back. She's just a joy to have in our classroom. Good girl.
Due to her success with Isla, Rachel now works with other parents coming to terms with Dravet syndrome.
She has been introduced to other families and has supported them with coming to terms with the diagnosis.
Rachel's a massive support. Probably keeps me sane. I don't think I could make it through most days without having a chat with Rachel.
But despite her progress, Isla still needs 24-hour care. And even with the help of partner Ped
Give Isla some water and then...
and their children, Betsy and George, the family are often confined to the house. So her friends and family have asked me to look at their garden.
What's been the effect on you as a family?
As she's getting older, we're finding more and more restrictions now on the outside world. You've got not a lot of changing tables, so we struggle just to keep her clean.
The implication is, let's not bother going out, it's just too difficult.
To have an outside space where we can all have fun, knowing that we've got the facilities indoors for her would just be amazing.
Shall we go and have a look at this patch of...
Yeah, definitely.
Oh. Yes, it's obviously a family lives here, isn't it, really? I presume this is totally inaccessible for either.
Obviously, when the summer came round, we wanted to get her outside, so we did a quick fix. Now, the skills that we have just weren't enough for her. We're struggling to get her out here. If I want her out here, I have to carry her.
What sort of things would be beneficial in the garden?
Swing is her favourite. It gives her that real sense of movement. You should see the smile on her face when you're pushing her on the swings.
Right, well, then I must hang on to them. We'll make sure we keep them. What does she react to?
Noise. She loves the sound of water.
Yes.
Or anything I can get her hands onto would be incredible.
What about if I brought a few friends and we tried to make this the garden of your dreams instead of a bit of a nightmare?
To be able to all be out here, it's just life-changing.
Time to get work. While I pack the family off.
See you soon, Betsy. All right. Bye, Isla. Bye.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.
My team of Francis Tophill, Katie Rushworth, and David Dominy have arrived. Time we rediscovered our inner child and came up with a plan.
Ah, this is a very special garden for a very special family. Isla, 5, has Dravet syndrome, which really limits her mobility and also her senses. But this, above all, is a family garden. I want to be able to get them all out here so they can all enjoy it. At the moment, it's out of bounds. So, David, I want you to make this access all areas.
Yeah, look at it, though, isn't it? That's a job on its own, that.
I certainly want Isla in her wheelchair to be able to get around the entire garden. So that whole sort of area there, I want you to take charge.
Okay.
Isla responds to bright colour, to touch and to sound. So make this the ultimate sensory garden.
Okay.
Katie,
Yes.
that swing over there, only half of it is used.
Okay.
So, Katie, I'd like you to look up in that corner there and see what more you can do to make it more child-friendly.
So you wanted me to keep that?
Yeah, if you can. If you can make a den with it as well as the swing.
I shall try my best.
Right, Francis, you get the garage. Yeah,
Ooh.
looking forward to that, aren't you?
So
But it's so
exciting.
ugly. It's pushing its way into the garden.
Okay.
You can do something to brighten this up. Perhaps an area in front which is a bit more orientated towards family dining.
I'm really busy.
All that. You see that fireplace back there?
Yes.
Well, Rachel likes that quirky style. I'd like to replicate that in a sort of family hub area, so I'll work on that, perhaps make them somewhere where they can all get together.
That's good.
All of which at the moment is a heck of a dream. That's gonna
Yes.
Tea? What am I thinking of? There's far too much to do. I want to create a practical garden that's filled with magic, so Isla will love being out here. Taking inspiration from Rachel's old fireplace, I want to transform the garden into a quirky outdoor living room. David will add a grand entrance that's fit for a princess and a new path that'll allow Isla to get close to a range of sensory plants and 2 exciting water features. In the back corner, Katie will add a den next to Isla's swing that she can share with her devoted sister Betsy. And finally, Francis will turn the back of the garden into a dining area with a giant pizza oven set against a dramatic painted backdrop. But first, she has to make that garage magically disappear.
This is the garage that Alan has asked me to cover up because at the moment it's less than beautiful.
Painted plywood panels not only hide the brick, but make a perfect canvas.
Now, roses are really important to the family, and both of the girls, Betsy and Isla, have their middle name Rose. So I really want to incorporate roses into this mural. Ed and Rachel are both huge fans of the Mexican artist Frida Kahlo, so I've done a huge portrait of Frida Kahlo herself, and she used to wear loads of flowers in her hair, so I'm incorporating that but making it even bigger and bolder, and of course, lots and lots of rose flowers.
Isla's eyesight responds better to contrasts, so we're using that dark green backdrop throughout the garden to really make our plants sing. This is just the beginning of my ambitions for this space, so I've slipped away to look for inspiration in the heart of Sussex.
The most important thing about Isla's garden is that it should be accessible to her. But like this garden, I also want it to have lots of magical touches.
So I'm hoping to find ideas in a garden where imagination and family life combine effortlessly. And here, the clever design begins as soon as you come in.
A magical garden needs a secret entrance like the wardrobe door in The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. A portal to another world. Through the moon gate. On this, the wall is rendered and painted dark grey. Both of them equally good at showing off plants.
Set within these rustic walls is a contemporary pond, which might not be suitable for Isla, but a cascading waterfall would be perfect.
As far as Isla's concerned, it's the sound of moving water that lifts her spirits. That's what we need to be thinking about.
Using contrasting colours in the planting, like vibrant alliums next to long grasses, is another way to stimulate Isla's vision. And finally, tucked away in the corner, is the perfect hidey hole.
Every garden should have a den for grown-ups, for children, but what really makes it, whether it's elaborate or simple, is the planting that surrounds it. This hobbit house is positively cuddled by the garden, from the green roof right down the sides with these troughs spilling with foliage and flowers.
This delicate balance of functional family living and charming sensory intrigue would be perfect for Isla and her family. And in Folkestone,
Got it? In that corner?
David is working on our own grand entrance.
Oh, wow. Look at this. This is a moon gate. Now putting 3 in.
These impressive freestanding flower circles come in kit form and should take about half an hour to build. Once you've lined up the circles, they just need to be cemented in.
I'm hoping the moment you come out into the garden, because of its closeness and its tunnel effect, the garden becomes very intimate. When Isla comes through these gates, she's going to get quite a magical experience.
And underneath, David's found the ideal way to smooth Isla's journey through her new garden.
Now this is a resin bonded path, so it'll be a little bit spongy, but it's totally porous as well, and it's running perfectly level with our paving just here. So this pathway is going to be great to link all the different parts of the garden all together.
For the first time, Isla will be able to access all her garden. Our next challenge is to soften all this hard landscaping and make it truly magical for her.
That's it.
More weight in this than you think.
We're in Folkestone, turning an inaccessible garden into a magical sensory outdoor space.
Can you pass us a couple of screws?
For 5-year-old Isla, who suffers from Dravet syndrome.
So you're bringing Isla's swing back then?
I've altered it and now I need to find somewhere new for it.
Sounds like activity. Time to see how they're getting on. Whee! Oh, we've got hard standing, we've got surfaces, and we've got... David, it looks as though we have got access right around the garden now then.
What do you think?
I think it's great because it's even, and we've got resin bonded path here,
That's right.
timber deck in the centre,
Yeah, paving over there, so there's quite a few different surfaces.
different textures but all smooth.
Yes. And what do you think of the moon gate?
I love
With some flowers over the top.
Well, it'll be like going through a floral tunnel then, won't it?
Yeah, I hope she likes it.
And then play corner with Katie.
Hello.
This swing is half as big as it
Invisible
was.
now, I think. This end, I've got some timber.
Yeah.
And I'm going to kind of put it across like this at both sides to give me a bit of a den, some shelter. So Isla's got some shade, really.
I love this colour, this really, really dark green.
It's lovely,
Look at
isn't it?
Be good with plants against it, that won't it? Really show them off well. So continuing the circuit of the garden, look, more hard standing. This bit needs to be finished yet. Oh, look. Biggest hybrid tea I've seen for years. Because the middle name of the girl's birth name, middle name is Rose.
I know, so I wanted to incorporate as many roses as possible. And this one will flower all year, which is nice.
Yes, always in full bloom. But really, frankly, until my hub area is finished in the middle, there's little I can do except go for a cup of tea.
There's that word again.
You ready? Yeah. Okay.
But just when I'm about to sneak off for a brew, my presence is required. My new outdoor lounge feature is being installed.
Come in a bit. That's probably about it. How's that look to you, David?
Looks pretty good. But what sort of books are you putting in that?
I was going to put plant encyclopedias, or failing that, just plants.
Okay.
In pots.
Do you know, it's feeling rather cosy. Let's have a go.
This is the indoor-outdoor sitting room.
Right, well, it'll take a while for them to cement those footings in. I'll put the kettle on.
Alan,
Oh, now what?
would you like to paint the inside of the butterflies white so that they stand out? If that's okay.
What, the middle
So
bit?
leaving a purple edge.
So what's the significance of the butterflies?
The charity that supports the Dravet syndrome.
Yeah.
This is the symbol.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Brilliant, well done. Oh, there's two different colours.
I haven't turned around, but I imagine there's chaos going on behind me.
Don't look.
At around 10 feet high, these timber shelving units need to be sunk at least 2 feet into the ground.
Okay.
It'll be worth it, David, I promise.
Okay. Let's go to your two a bit, Chris, at the
Oh,
top.
easy. Been quite excited about this. Never built a sitting room like an indoor sitting room outdoors before.
A lick of our deep green paint, we're ready to start bringing this garden to life.
We're off. We're underway. I quite fancy a sea and earth just coming up beside my chimney piece. What do you think?
That would be lovely.
Because I want to try and make a sort of slight barrier so we emphasise that tunnel effect coming through there. So it's all open at the moment. You see absolutely everything. With things like these linears, very, very good by the sea, and this is Folkestone by the sea. It's a really good maritime hedge. Just you leave that where it is. I don't want to come back and find it's gone.
We might want it in our little section here.
Yeah, me and Dave.
Yeah, we saw it first because you taking it is effectively theft in the workplace.
Well, that's all I need for there, so no. So that little lot
So
is
no.
mine, okay?
Fine.
So no.
Go on, squash his gristolineas.
That's the outside of my fireplace taken care of. Now it's time for the hearth.
Can I give you the task now of going out and finding me a fire?
Alan wants to plant his fire.
Yellow flames on the outside of my fire, that's perfect.
Oh, is that what you're looking for?
Yeah.
The pale leaves of this particular evergreen are ideal for the background.
Golden Falmouth Bay. Bonny thing.
I've just brought those in to light Alan's fire. Are you trying to nick the credit for it?
For some fiery embers in the front, I'm using argyranthemums, and behind that, a slow burner.
This is Nandina, the sacred bamboo of Japan. It's a lovely shrub which has got these glorious leaves with beautiful pink tints on them.
All I need now is something flaming hot.
Have you got anything red? Red flower or foliage? Here we are, fire service.
Oh, yes.
Definitely fire service. Wonderful. Here come the flames. GMs. Yeah. How about that?
It looks amazing.
That looks good, I'll give you that.
Really good.
Really good.
Isn't it lovely when a plan comes together? Heartwarming.
There's a long tradition in gardening of cottage gardeners have been using them as rustic sculpture for centuries, adding romance, humour and a sense of timelessness to the garden. In Derbyshire, Christine Sanderson is looking to do exactly that, to brighten up a dull corner of her otherwise pretty cottage garden.
I like to be a little bit unconventional. I don't want to have something everybody else has got in their home.
For her latest project, and with an eye for a bargain, she's chosen a set of drawers and a pair of broken chairs.
So this is our area.
Yes,
Okay,
it is,
and
yeah.
these are the drawers.
They are.
Our Katie went along to get us started.
I mean, not bad for £5.
Fine.
These were chairs that I found outside a vintage shop, very sadly neglected.
So you got them for free?
Absolutely.
Nice.
Oh, my favourite price. They'll brush up nicely.
I really love this blue, Christine. It's fab.
Christine plans to turn all of the drawers into planters, each overflowing with plants. A damp-proof membrane will protect the untreated wood.
Pop a couple of draining tools at the bottom there.
Before filling the drawers with compost, Christine's using old plastic pots to pack out some of the space.
We only want to plant this front section.
Exactly.
Saving money on compost.
Absolutely.
Recycling. It's a win-win. Don't think I've ever planted busy lizards in a drawer before, but hey, it's first time for everything.
Ever inventive, she's also thought of a novel way to display her selection of succulents.
I thought it'd be quite good to sort of use them in this round basket and pop it into the chair.
There we go.
A few weeks more of imaginative upcycling,
It's pouring with rain outside, but it's not stopping me.
and the addition of some pretty finishing touches, and her dull corner has gone. It's now a dazzlingly bright space filled with colour. The busy lizzies she planted with Katie are awash with red and white blooms.
It's just like a cascade of flowers. I'm really, really pleased.
Not bad for just over £80 and some freebie chairs.
It is completely transformed, that corner. Now I come out and my heart sings.
And so does mine, Christine. Beauty on a budget. Either. Now I want to fill it with wonder.
I see this garden getting finished soon. And looking lovely.
And knowing how much she loves water, we're installing 2 water features.
See, all we've got here is 2 reservoirs of water. A lot in this bottom tank, and one that's actually going to be held in this globe. So while this globe's filling, I've got to replenish the water underneath and get the balance absolutely right. And when it's full, it'll cascade over the top and it'll look like a giant bubble of water. I hope. This is the moment of truth. Oh, yes.
I want the second feature to be fun and interactive to encourage play with her siblings George and Betsy.
Now, this one here is really special because it's going to pop up globules of water. There's lights underneath as well. Plus, I can program it to do different things. There we go.
Once it's properly wired in, which thankfully he's leaving to an electrician, David covers the base with pebbles and it's ready for a test run.
I've just got to scroll through the options. There's more. Hold on. That's a bit better.
Oh,
Really going.
steady.
Oh! Hey, that's a bit light.
It's like firework night.
She's going to love this. I'm loving this. Oh, that's a bit urgent.
Oh, just a minute. I think
Oh!
I'm going to have to go somewhere. After days of clearing, levelling and building, our garden for 5-year-old Isla with severe epilepsy is beginning to take shape.
So did you build dens when you were a kid, Wayne?
Oh, I did.
I used to love them, even if it was a blanket in the back of the sofa.
Katie's had the great idea of upcycling the family's old swing, turning one half of it into a den.
It's important whatever you use for this, it's really sturdy. And secondly, it's made of something like this, which is treated timber, so it's not going to rot, it's going to last a long time.
So this is your den end?
It is, yes, it's coming together now, quite pleased with it, but I do want a bit more coverage. I've got, plants to go up the back there.
Well, this little garden I saw earlier, this hobbit house, which is sort of semicircular, they fix troughs right the way over it. If you can get some troughs that you can all the way up here, we could plant them with little trailers.
Smart idea, and then climbers up the back.
Yeah, and then it's enveloped in greenery.
Yeah, okay.
Leave that thought with you.
Thanks very much, Mr. T.
That's right.
It's all right having all these good ideas, isn't it? It just leaves us with more work.
Or troughs planted with elegant dwarf box cones. Hanging planters are a great way to add vertical colour to any space, and they can make a real statement. But we've never used them to create the living walls of a den. This should be interesting.
Now my little window boxes are up. Just got to plant them up, and I wanted to put something in that was really bright layers of solid colour, so Isla can see them when she comes into the den. These are little aguranthums. It's a bedding plant, and they will be perfectly happy in shallow troughs like this, suitable for containers, and just a little bit of deadheading will mean that they will flower right through to the first frosts. Could you pass me some of the yellow ones up, please?
Yellow?
Yeah.
There you go. It's looking quite pretty.
Yeah.
There's loads more flower to come on all of them.
Yeah.
They'll get that little bit bigger and they will fill out.
To enclose the den, we're training climbers up the back.
Strap it up there.
Yeah?
Once they flower with fragrant white blooms,
I want to mask this front edge.
they'll create a natural canopy.
Perfect.
I also want to add height and colour at the heart of the garden. And Francis has the ideal tree for a small space.
Right on the corner of this bed is going to be an Acer. Now, this is a really stunning specimen because it has foliage all the way down to the base. So there's a quite nice full stop here. And the great thing about it is they're so slow growing, it will never get too big. And it has a beautiful kind of weeping form. To go next to my Acer and also next to Alan's planting area, I'm using lovely purple and silver colours. So I have sedums, brachyglottis, verbascum and carokia. So hopefully they'll all be very happy here.
Every detail in this garden is geared towards helping Isla as she copes with her challenging condition. So I'm stealing away to meet Mum Rachel to find out more about her struggle.
You had 2 miscarriages before Isla was born, so tough times.
Yeah, that happened twice. And then on the 3rd time, I fell with Isla, and we thought we were losing again. But the scan said no, your baby's there, fit and healthy and wriggling.
There were no signs of any problems.
No signs at all. She passed all her tests, her hearing tests, slept well, was a happy baby. And then 17 weeks old, that was when we saw the first sign.
That she was developing Dravet syndrome.
We had an 8-week wait for the results.
Agony.
And the whole time she's still having seizures. But in between, she was a healthy child. She was learning to crawl. She was eating her food like children do at that age.
But then things changed even more dramatically.
Yeah, she had had a funny seizure in the morning. I just couldn't put my finger on it. Something wasn't right. And then she just fell. Yeah, the seizure was strong. So straight away put her on life support. They showed us the scans and I knew straight away. You just saw this big white mass. And they said she's completely brain damaged all over.
She's now 5. By dint of your 24/7 care, she has some sight.
Yeah.
How do you get her to see?
The really good registrar told me to read a book. Reading that gave me hope that I could retrain the brain, because the paths were there, she could see, so I just needed to teach her how to.
Must have taught you a lot about yourself, this.
Just appreciate what you have, and just be so grateful that she fought to stay here.
The garden will make more of the Isla you've got.
She loves being outside. If you get her on a swing, the giggle you get when she's on the swing, or just being wheeled around outside, the fresh air.
We'll try and give you a bit more of that.
Be amazing. Thank you.
I am lost in admiration for Rachel, for her fortitude, her determination to improve Isla's life, and to have that close family life that they all need so much. And it's obvious that a garden is going to make a world of difference.
I want this garden to help Rachel as she continues with Isla's rehabilitation.
David, where are you hiding?
And to excite Isla's senses, I'm transforming our central feature into a magical flower-filled tunnel.
Okay. You ready? Yeah, I'm in.
We're planting wistas to give them a head start.
This is Hydrangea petiolaris. Wonderful zingy lime green foliage in the summer. It goes naked in winter when the leaves fall. But then these little flower heads of creamy white. And on a north wall where nothing else seems to grow, it's brilliant, and it clings to the wall with aerial roots a little bit like ivy. It doesn't do it any harm at all, but it's an absolute beauty.
Soon both climbers will meet in the middle, creating an emerald green canopy.
In time, when this fills out, it's going to make a wonderful floral arch, and when Isla comes through, she'll be able to touch the flowers, and hopefully she'll see the contrasting whiteness.
The next step is to add interest in between the arches at eye level. A tall planter filled with fragrant tactile herbs is ideal for Isla to brush her hands over.
Have you felt these? Hydrangea, feel them?
They're lightly hairy, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're gorgeous. I love the colour too.
I know, fabulous.
That's 2 senses for the price of 1.
This sage smells absolutely gorgeous. It has a really soft, fluffy leaf as well. They do like a sunny spot. Oh, gosh, it smells good. The great thing about these 3, thyme, lavender and sage, is that they all enjoy this exact same growing conditions. Nice free draining soil, and they all need the same kind of care. In the winter time, you trim them back, leaving a little bit of green nether into the bare wood at the bottom, and then they will reshoot and come back again the following year.
As a final touch, Katie's adding tall grasses to camouflage the hard edges of the planter.
This is Stipa gigantea, and it is one of my favourite grasses. It sends up these huge ones with panicles on them. It's just glorious. I especially like it when it's planted next to a path and you have to move it out of the way when you pass it. It kind of tickles your skin.
I can't wait to see the look on Isla's face when she finally sees her new garden.
Maybe to the left a little bit. Yeah, nice.
Nice.
And having spent time with Mum Rachel, I'm also planning something special for her that I hope she'll love.
There's all this side to do yet, isn't there? Oh, corks.
We're in Folkestone, racing to get the garden done for Isla, a very special girl who has Dravet syndrome.
There's no room to move around here. It's absolute chaos.
Helping us reach the finish line is Mum Rachel's sister, Vicky, who's seen how the family's coped with the effects of Isla's condition.
Amazing. The thing I find so inspiring about Rachel, though, is she sort of helps other people as well, doesn't she?
She really does. Doctors have asked Rachel to support another parent that has just had their child recently diagnosed. She offers so much support and advice. So excited for us, for her to walk out here and see how much work everyone's done.
And there's one way we can make this garden particularly special for Rachel.
Roses are very important to Rachel because Granny was very keen on them. She introduced Rachel to gardening, got her growing things.
When Isla first came home from the hospital, Ped bought Rachel a climbing rose as a tribute to her gran, and Isla has always loved it. But it needs a little help.
Climbing roses really need good support on a house wall, and I've screwed in vines, and then I'm threading plastic-coated wire through them, fastening it off.
With the wires attached, I'm tying in the stems. The key is not to do it too tightly, so the stems have room to fatten.
Right. And I've got another one to plant over here, so this wall will then be covered with roses. Very appropriate, because the middle name of both Betsy and Isla is Rose.
I'm planting a variety called Paul's Scarlet to complement Rachel's pink climber.
Always plant roses at least as deep as the root ball, preferably a little bit deeper to encourage these stem bases here to root and be even stronger and better anchored.
We're on to the last stage of the build now, and we haven't forgotten Isla's brother and sister.
I really wanted to make something especially for Betsy because she does such a wonderful job at helping look after her sister. And I know that the majority of 2-year-olds love a sand pit. You can make a sand pit out of anything, but I really like the look of this old crate. Using a bit of old pond liner to kind of create a lining. Kids' play sand like this is readily available from garden centres and craft shops, and it's not expensive. And there we go. I think that might have taken me all of 10 minutes.
Betsy and Isla's older brother George loves pizza, and thanks to Francis, he can now cook for the whole neighbourhood.
Is this where it's going?
This is
A
right.
trolley with wheels? Couldn't we have just put it on and wheeled it round? You made us carry it.
At last, the end is in sums the all-important, interchangeable swing in the girls' play area. And I'm accessorising the mantelpiece in the outdoor living room.
See what that looks like in the vase.
Oh, inside it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah,
Yeah, that's better.
that's better.
That's better, Dave, yeah.
This is the bit we like, this.
This has been one of the fiddliest builds we've ever done. But it's the thought of seeing Isla's reaction to her new garden that's kept us going. I'm delighted to say that the new garden for her and her family is done. And I even got me tea.
Do we like it?
Yeah.
Could we live in it?
Yeah.
Well, you can't, because they are, but well done. Give yourselves a round of applause, I'll go and fetch you.
Just a few days ago, Isla's garden was an uneven, featureless plot that was so inaccessible she had to be carried out here to enjoy it. Now it's a safe haven for all the family, filled with incredible sights, delicious smells, and soothing sounds. David's resin-bonded pathway is perfect for Isla's wheelchair, guiding her through a lush green tunnel of magical moon rings, past a bubbling snow globe of water, and elegant leaping fountains. Thanks to Katie, she and Betsy can hide away in a new den with a flower-filled roof and watch Brother George making pizzas in front of Francis's spectacular giant mural. And last but not least, the whole family can dine in style in my outdoor lounge, built around Rachel's old fireplace, where fiery planting warms the heart. For more information on how we built this garden, go to itv.com/Alan. It's impossible not to be inspired by this brave family,
Hello, welcome home.
who've pulled together to give Isla the best possible quality of life.
Just a little step over the threshold.
When we first met, Mum Rachel told me that a new garden would be life-changing, so I'm giving her a sneak preview.
Okay, Rachel. Open your eyes.
Oh, God, it's amazing. Oh, look at my roses there. Look, these are my fireplace. Oh, it looks so posh. It's so posh. Oh, the kids are going to love that. That's so cool. God. The lavender. That reminds me of my nan. Look at the size of that pizza oven.
Pizza oven.
The boys are going to go mad. Who did that?
Well, we have talent aplenty in our team. Inspired by Frida Kahlo.
It's just more than I could ever have thought of, just dreamed of. Absolutely everything.
We've got lots of roses in.
I can't believe
For Gran. And for the 2 roses in your life.
it. She would love it.
You're so welcome.
And now, it's the turn of a very special little girl, whose bravery has inspired us all.
What happened?
He's scared again. I give him away.
Should we see the garden?
Yeah.
Isla, can you see the flowers? Look. Hey, clever girl. You got a flower.
Shall I turn it upside down? I'd ask Betsy to join you, but she's busy.
What do you like, Isla? The water? Splash, splash, splash. Splash, splash, splash. I think she likes it.
I think she likes it. Shall we get a few folk in and entertain?
Oh, yes. Hello.
How you doing? If anybody ever says to you, well, it's just a garden, you say to them, you see Isla and Betsy and Rachel and Ped and George, just a garden? It might be just a garden, but for this family, it's working its magic. And boy, do they deserve it. Till the next time on Love Your Garden. Bye-bye.
Next time, we meet a remarkable woman. And her incredible dogs,
What a lovely hello.
who devote their lives to helping veterans.
We couldn't cope without people like that.
We turn their garden from dog's dinner to pooch paradise.
That's right.
Thank you for the garden. We're absolutely loving it. Isla's been going round in her standing frame. Do you love it?
Yeah.